Okay, everybody, next exercise here is exercise 6 or question 6. Now again there, in terms of creating, what is the easiest way to do this? Would you do, I'm going to go with all the block on the ground first, and I'm going to ignore this L-shaped thing sticking up there. I'm going to do a second crate for that afterwards. So look, roughly the size of this is 80 by 50 roughly. So just zoom back a little bit away from this. Alright, so hopefully we can see that. So it's roughly 80. So by 50. So basically longer on the left, and it goes up about 20. So let's try and sketch in this slab kind of on the ground. So again there, you're just trying to get the angle there by scribbling over that there lightly, just drawing the air above it. And that's not too bad there now. So that's the bottom slab there. Now in 20 then, which would be just a bit less than half, I'm going to just heavy that in. And there's a cut going back here 30, which might be about that far. So I'm just going to take that across and bring this back. And that's going to be that notch or cut taken out of that there. Bring that down. And that goes back at this angle. So and finally I'm just going to return this then back to here. And I will just, well, I could remove the crate from here if I wanted, or I could leave it. I think I'll just lighten it off, but I will again just leave the evidence of having had it there. Now back here then in 20, so if that's up 20, about the same distance in, I'm going to take this across and I'm going to bring this up now. So the full height of this is 35 and 15, which is 50. So if that's 20, it needs to come up 20 more, which would be that much, and then another bit, which would be 50. So I'm going to just put that height on here first of all, and then I'm going to bring this up about the same, take that back, across the back, and put on this slope here. So that's my crate for the taller bit back here. So now this comes up So the whole thing is 50. So basically it's halfway up. So if this is up 20, so it's 15 and 15. So that works out okay. So it's about halfway up here. This comes up. So now that's heavy back to there. That goes back here. I'm going to heavy this in. And that's the side of this sorted. Now, and that's heavy all the ways across here, heavy up to there. And I'm going to deal now with this high, I'm going to do this highest little platform up here, which is heavy back here. Now that's, the whole thing is 50 and that comes in 20. So I'm going to just get my angle. And that drops down vertical. Drops down vertical. So I can just go back parallel and join that. And I will just finally heavy this in here. I'm going to leave the evidence here again of my crease on that corner and maybe here as well. And I'm going to just lighten off again then the rest of these here. And that there is not too bad, that'll do. I'm going to put a surface underneath that, and I'll just pause that then and put on some colours. Now what I'm going to do with colouring this one is a small bit different. I'm going to colour it so that the views are all the same colour. So what do I mean by that? Because there's no sloping surfaces on this. So all of the front view now is going to be blue. All of the side view is going to be green, and I'm going to put maybe red on top so that when we're drawing our views over here in a minute. So I'll just pause and finish colouring this. Okay, so that's our colouring done. So what I try to do here now is just go a little bit heavier on the outside edges here of just where it's along an outside edge, back along there, along here, just run over them afterwards and just heavy them in and just feed it in along there. So now, important, where is the person standing for the views? So the front view is looking from here. So we know the top's going to be underneath that, and the side view is looking from here. So it's going to be drawn on the left, and again it's going to go like this, always front view, top view underneath, but the side view is looking to the left, so it gets drawn on the left. So that's important. Next thing, how tall is it? 50 is the highest part. So we're ready to go. So I'm going to just zoom back there a little bit. Okay, so we can see all of the object there now. So I'm going to just put, here's my XY line, which represents the ground. I was writing on through this earlier on, so try and ignore that. Okay, so my front view, side view is going to be over here. So my side view needs to be at the left. So I want to start the front view. Now, how wide is the front view? It is 80 wide. From the right to the left is 80. So there's 80. Now, how tall is it? We said 50 is the highest part. So I'm going to just keep this light for the time being because it doesn't all go up 50. So the highest part is on the left as I look in, and that comes in 25. So it's only 25, and then it comes down. And this step up here is 20. So that step up is 20, and that comes across all the ways to here. And the drop down here then is 15. So, and finally, this cut taken out of here is in 30. So there's all of my front view now. So and because of what I did there, the only thing I'm going to do before I color this in is I'm going to put that green edge on here. So those are those green edges there, and all of this then, that, all of them, everything is blue. So later on there I'll colour that, pause it and colour it, but that's all going to be blue. That is my front view finished. So I'm going to be bringing down the left, bringing down the right, leaving maybe 20 between them, 15 or 20. So my top view is going here from the very back to the very front is 50. But again, now we need to be careful because it's not a full rectangle. So I'll just put that rectangle on light because there's a corner chopped out of it here. So now I know that these steps here goes the whole ways from back to front. So all the ways from the back to the front, that step goes there. And I'm going to bring down here now. This is where my cutout goes, and that step goes back 20. So when I get this heavy then, because we now have a lot of it done, that's the cutout, that's all going to be red. This is the green edge here, that's green, and these steps here now, so this is the front, so that little step there at the back, what is that distance? 20. So now I should put on the blue edge of that there. That's blue along here. And then, as I said, all of the top view then looking down on it is going to be red. So that's the highest step here. This is the lower step down here. And this is the bottom step down there. So that's all of the top view drawn. So I'm going to move on to the side view now. Now remember now I said that the side view, I'll heavy this in a little bit just to make sure it's coming out clear. So we're bringing these over. Here's front, here's the back. So it's all going to be drawn between those two lines. Take them up light. I'm going to bring the across the top height first. Okay, now looking in from the side here, what are we going to see? So we're going to see those two green four-sided boxes there. I'll call them boxes. So I'm going to bring them over from, now I could measure, but we've already measured. So I'm going to just bring them over so I don't have to measure again. And take the height across. Now I know that this is 30 and that's 20. So like I could measure 30, 20, but the whole idea is to not having to measure everything by just projecting. So now that's going to be, that edge there is going to be blue. And that there then, those two are here and there. So that's the start of it. Now the next thing here now, it goes up on my right, goes up to the top. And then it comes in 20. So I could measure in the 20 if I wanted to, but because I've already done the 20 here, I can just bring it over and up and it works out the same. So that step is coming down here, it comes down this far. So now that's our step, and that goes all the ways out to the end then. So all of this is green. Just lighten that projection line off there, it's a little bit too heavy. So all of this is green, that's sort of a line down L. And that step up there is blue. And the top of this is red. Top of this step is red. And also the top of this is red. So that is the bottom step. That is the second step. This is the top step. This is blue for there, blue for there, blue for here. And I think I'm ready almost to pause and just do the main colouring. The very top step over here is red. And this is red, and looking in the front view, that is red over to here. So I'm going to just pause that now and colour. Okay, so I'm going to emphasize again how important. Here's our front view. Here's our top view. Also that's called a front elevation, because elevation is all to do with heights. This is our top view, also called a plan, and this is our side view. And they must go front view, top view straight underneath, side view beside the front view. That is the way they're laid out. So just make sure you don't just plonk them anywhere on the sheet. That's where they need to go. So best of luck.